Mercedes have started a second season in Formula One on the back foot. The team, including team principal Toto Wolff and the seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, have been extremely vocal on the car's lack of performance, with Toto even going as far to say the car isn't good enough for a driver like Lewis. There is one man, however, who thinks a little bit differently, and that's Fernando Alonso, who is having the best season he has had for a long time. He contrastly thinks that the Mercedes isn't actually as bad as Mercedes claim it is. So, is there any truth to that? We think there is a little bit of truth to it, so let's delve into it. The numbers don't lie, and after 3 races in 2023, Mercedes are currently sat P3 in the Constructors' Championship, which is only 9 points behind Aston Martin. So, looking at it from Mercedes standards, that's far from good enough, especially when you look at the team ahead of Mercedes are using the same engine as they are a customer team. This essentially means that Aston Martin pay Mercedes to buy their engine and to use it in the car. They also take the rear suspension and gearbox from Mercedes. However, if we go by the last race in Australia, Mercedes were quite clearly the second fastest team. They had great quali place and were only a few tenths behind Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Race pace, they also had plenty against Aston Martin, Lewis holding off Fernando on older tyres, and if George had still been in the race, it's very likely that he would have also finished ahead of Fernando. So by those standards, they still have the second best car on the grid. To strengthen Fernando's argument, you only have to look at the performance of George Russell, overtaking Max Verstappen at the first corner and keeping him at bay before the first red flag. It's unlikely that George would have had the pace to win that race. However, this doesn't sound like a team that's lacking loads of performance as Mercedes would have you believe. The next race in a few weeks' time at Azerbaijan will be a good test to see if Mercedes still have the pace over Aston Martin and even Ferrari. Mercedes are also bringing major upgrades in the coming weeks, with Toto claiming that the car will look very, very different to how it does now. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to get more videos, and also let us know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like us to cover.